Right, welcome to the Crafty Mini and the start of the new season. So in this season, obviously, multiple projects will be done. So I've got some painting, sketching, some creative stories and writing and things. But for the painting, I wanted to start off with a painting video because in between I've been using ProAcryl exclusively. I've not gone to any of my Vallejos or any other brands that I own because I really want to try and get as much out of these as I can and see how they perform. Firstly, fantastic paints. They have been amazing. Like, the coverage is phenomenal. There are 3 paints I have not used so far, but I'm expecting them to be exactly the same as the entire set that I've used. These are phenomenal. You can really push those pigments. So some of the more advanced techniques when it comes to miniature painting, things like glazing, wet blending and things, these paints are phenomenal at it. My review, I'll put a link up above, go and watch that, and also I'll put a link to the finding your paint style video, because both of those did really well on the channel and I got a lot of good feedback regarding them. And the key is to always make sure, the main thing for me is always have fun with what you're doing. Don't ever let it be a chore, because this is a hobby, this is something you should enjoy. That being said, I've decided to try and, I've got my paint style, so I got to the point that I normally would in this video, and then I decided to push myself a little bit more, just to go a bit lighter on the highlights, to a stage that I normally wouldn't do. And I'm pleasantly surprised with how it's come out. It's it looks very different compared to what other stuff that I've painted. But an absolute joy to paint. It's not perfect. There's a lot of stuff I could do to clean up. I need to put a bit more detail on the clothes, I think. And the back, for example, I could have thinned the paints just a touch more, because you can see some of the brush strokes. But overall, I'm really happy with this, and it's another thing I can use now when I do miniature painting, especially for things like busts as well. Now, also part of this is a big shout out to YappyCrafts on Etsy. I've bought this out of my own money. I've used this store multiple times and the print qualities are always phenomenal. There's always little to no cleanup. They always show up really well packed and on time. I've never had an issue with them, and strongly recommend, if you want to get something a bit different, some 3D prints, then go onto Etsy and check them out. The prices are really good, and it's not, it's, for what you're getting, I think it's a really high quality product. And it's, as I say, it's a store that I've used multiple times and I'll continue to use. The print quality is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not sure what the resin is that they're using, but it's brilliant. So before I let you all go to sit and enjoy the video, I'm going to be going through my usual steps, so my layers, as I would normally, not going quite up to the edge, adding a bit more of the highlight colour and building up in steps. And then when I get to sort of like the orange part, that's as high as I would normally go. And then what I've basically decided is to go and add a bit more in and a bit of yellow and just really go for it. And yeah, as I say, pleasantly surprised. You'll have seen from the thumbnail, it's come out really nice. I'm very happy with this. But I'll leave you to it now. Sit back and relax, enjoy. Any comments or anything, put them in the comment section. I'll always answer them. Any questions, things like that. But yeah, this has been a really interesting process. I've really enjoyed it, and it's something I'm going to continue to do, especially with the more colourful paint jobs that I do. Just pushing that contrast higher and higher, more than you would normally. But as always, have fun, enjoy the video, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so at this point, this is where I normally just add things, like I'll add a bit of orange in, and this is pretty much the extreme that I will go to for highlights. I won't really go any more than this because I find that I struggle getting like the composition right and things. So what I will say is, this is from here on in, what you see me paint now, this is me adding more and more. So I'm adding more of the yellow to brighten up that red, and then there's little things that I've done. So across the ears, the cheekbones, there's gaps in between the colours and the highlights, because it shouldn't just be a continuous sort of space where it's brighter, and it's really helped to make the face pop. And you'll see in the next step, when I go for the basically almost a pure yellow on top, it's come out lovely, and it's adding to that repertoire, those skills that I've got as a painter, and just trying to learn new things and push myself more and more. It's definitely something I recommend everyone tries. So as far as especially for highlighting, you get to a certain point that you normally would just do a couple more and just see. Worst case scenario, especially if you're using a wet palette, you can go back to that previous colour and just dull it down again if you need. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do this more with other paint jobs, especially when it's a paint job with a lot of bright colours, and just push that contrast more, because it really does make the miniature pop. There's a couple of things I'd definitely change on this. So I think that the dark contrast on the face, when you see it up close in the images in a bit, from the red to the yellow is such a big jump, and I think that really makes it pop. Now, whereas what I've done with the chest is I kept it more of an orange, I think that needs maybe another highlight on top. And as I mentioned earlier, like a bit more detail on the clothes and things. But yeah, really happy with this. This is something different, and I hope it helps people who might be struggling, might be getting a bit bored of painting. It's doing exactly what you've already done and just going a bit more on your highlights. That's it. It's really simple. You're not changing the way you paint or your style or anything like that. It's just adding a little bit more of that highlight colour and just pushing it that little bit further. And this is the bit I was on about. So here now I've pushed the highlights 2 or 3 steps more than I normally would, and now I'm going in with almost a pure yellow, which again, the ProAcryl, I'm fascinated, absolutely amazed about how well it covers, and I'm just getting the very highest of areas just to give it that bit more punch, and it's the contrast that we're looking for. And normally I wouldn't go this far, and it's come out absolutely, it's beautiful. I'm really happy with this. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Push yourself if you can, try new things. Remember, it's a miniature. Worst case scenario, we can always just base coat it and start again, or clean off the paint. But yeah, it's been a fun one to do. This has been a nice thought process. I'll find the post that I had on Instagram that was the inspiration for this, and it was someone had done a bright orange space marine, and it looked really good. And I thought, well, considering I'm doing red flesh, I'm going to push this to the orange and the yellow, and to make it stand out and punch a bit more. But yeah, we'll do like a little glamour roll now of the finished miniature. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching and staying this far in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Keep an eye out for the remaining episodes of the Alien RPG, because that gets better. There's also going to be a surprise at the end of that not even my players are aware of, because I'm going to go in and edit it in after the fact. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. See you on the next one. Cheers.